Welcome to unit number 2. I wanted to do a formal introduction to explain what unit 2 is all about and why unit 2 is all about launching into adulthood. So the order of this course is that the very first unit is all about the introduction to social sciences and to understanding dynamics of the family. Once we understand some of the basic forms and ways in which we analyze behaviors, then we move into studying specific content. And the way that this course is organized is based on the family life cycle. The family life cycle is, in fact, a cycle. So it moves round and round and round. So when we have a family with children, eventually those children are going to do what's called launching, and they will become an unattached young adult. And they could therefore move through their family life cycle in order to move through. And so this is how generation after generation of families is created. So after the introduction, what we're really starting into is this idea of launching from your family of origin and moving into young adulthood. Another way that you might have seen this was in the graphic that I posted in the newsfeed the other day. And this is also the same cycle, just a little bit different. So where we are in terms of looking at where we are in the family life cycle is that we're looking at launching children and that they're leaving home. The way that the cycle works is that you start your own family, you have children, those children go on to start adulthood, and you're left as an individual or a couple without kids as they have left or launched the house. So that's why I'm sort of connecting these two, that children leave the home, and by leaving home, they then therefore start their own life cycle. So unit 2 is all about launching, leaving the home, and beginning adulthood. It's also about many of the responsibilities and the challenges that young adults are facing today. And I feel this is a really pertinent part of the information that we're studying because it really pertains to you and your life as you're entering into this launching stage, looking at what's coming up or what are the responsibilities when you're leaving home. So unit 3 will all be about marriage and mate selection and the challenges in marriages. And then we'll be moving into families with children as unit number 3 and 4. So these are some of the key parts of this course and why it's very important to pay attention to these. And I kind of like how that's organized for us in this particular course. I did want to go through a few things. You may have seen all of this today, and I've posted the schedule for today. This, of course, is the news feed video that I wanted you to see that you're watching right now. So looking at what we are doing, I wanted today to be somewhat of a review of what we started last week, and we started unit 2. So we're moving through just some very basic discussions, reading a little bit about your case study, or even looking at paths to adulthoods. And then we're moving into unit 2, activity 2, and discussions about change in the individual and even as they launch into adulthood. On Friday, you'll be looking at theories and working on applying those theories in everyday context, and especially in the media and in finding video clips. So I just wanted to go through a few things about what Unit 2 is all about. So when we click on content, you will see Unit 2, activities 1 and 2 are open. There are only 4 activities in this particular unit. So unlike Unit number 1, where there was a large number, that we are only looking at 4 activities, it's greatly reduced. So we'll be looking at going through the idea of what are the expectations of adulthood, some theories of transitioning into adulthood. Then we go into looking at articles about independence and being an adult, and all the way to understanding the workplace and dynamics of being an adult in the greater society. So those are 4 of the key activities that we will be working on. So that's sort of how Unit 2 is working. I hope that you're finding the schedule. You'll find it slow down just a little bit as we're working on more of application theory. And there is a extensive study that we're going to do in here where we're doing primary research. And so that'll come within our Unit 2 activities 3 and 4, where we're going to be doing questionnaires and surveys. And so that will take a little bit longer. It'll probably take us a whole week in order to do all of that. So just be paying attention to what we have going on, what we're doing, what we're working on, and of course, paying attention to those due dates. Just want to remind you with discussions that those due dates close, and we want to make sure that we're posting in those before the closing date. All right. If you have any questions, email me, and I will see you soon.